Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip's only daughter, Princess Anne, is well known for her charitable support and work throughout the world. But before all of this, Princess Anne was an accomplished equestrian, so here's a look back at her career. Princess Anne started at a very young age. She was only 11 years old when she began competing and even won a jumping event held by her mother, the Queen. Choreographed performances and show jumping events were a thrill for Princess Anne, and she even endured the physical roughness of the sport after having falls and subsequent broken appendages. In 1971, Princess Anne had a health scare that almost compromised her career as an equestrian. She had an inflamed ovarian cyst in July of that year, but that didn't stop her continuing. Riding her beloved horse, Doublet, Princess Anne became the first British royal member to be a European gold medal winner at the European Eventing Championships. Because of this, the princess was voted BBC Sports Personality of the Year, the first royal to be so. And she accomplished all of this at the tender age of 21. A year later, her hopes of competing in the Olympics were dashed because her horse Doublet suffered a strained tendon in 1972 right before the badminton horse trials. She was later knocked out of the running a year later with a fall at the European Championships in Kiev, Ukraine. In 1975, Anne managed to win silver medals in both team and individual events while fighting a cold at the championships in West Germany. However, Anne suffered a hairline fracture on her vertebrae after a crash in 1976, but she pulled through her rehabilitation and became the first British royal to be chosen for the British Olympic team. At the 1976 Montreal Summer Olympics, Anne rode her mother's horse, Goodwill, in eventing, but unfortunately, Anne did not win any medals. But this may in part be due to the fact that Anne suffered a concussion halfway through, but got back on her horse and finished the course, which says a lot about her character and motivation. She later said she has no recollection of making the rest of her jumps. Princess Anne continued with her equestrian career, winning 6th place at the badminton horse trials in 1979, but the birth of her children Zara and Peter and the taking on of more royal responsibilities meant less time for equestrianism. Anne did become president of Fédération Equestre Internationale from 1986 to 1994. However, it seems as though her daughter Zara has replaced Anne's role as the main equestrian in the family, winning gold at the 2005 European Championships and silver at the 2012 London Olympic Games. Like mother, like daughter, it seems.